Hello guys, what's up? Richard here. Today I'm here on the channel with an incredible guest. Her name is Jen. Thanks so much for being here on my channel.
Oh, thank you for inviting me to your channel. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much for being here. As I told you before, I was looking for phrasal verbs on the internet, and she teaches really well phrasal verbs. And I have here two phrasal verbs. If you please could help me with them. Those phrasal verbs are come up and come out. Especially, I think in Portuguese, my first language, they can be a little bit tricky, and,
Mm.
and that's so great to study them, carefully. And when I watched your video, I was like, okay, I'm going to write down all the rules, and I have here a lot of them because I think in your last video about come out, you explained about 12 meanings, right?
Yeah,
About
12 meanings
verses.
just come out specifically. I didn't realize there were so many meanings for one phrasal verb in English.
Yeah, I was so impressed. I was like, oh, there are maybe five or four and what, 12? But then there's no way out. We have to learn all of them in order to be fluent, right?
Yeah, the good thing is though, even though there's 12 different meanings, they're all kind of similar. A little bit similar, right?
Yeah, especially in my first language, Portuguese. Sometimes the translation, it's the same, and it's really tricky sometimes. But thank you guys for watching this video, and please, if you like this idea, please follow her on her channel, and please follow me, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and let's get started. Teacher Jen, I have here, for example, firstly, let's start off with the phrasal verb come up. The first rule, it says when I want to go up. For example, let me see. Let's pretend I am in a building, and you are on the first floor, and I call you. Oh, where you are? I'm on the first floor. Could you please come up? I'm on the second floor. Is that right?
Yes, that is correct.
Ah, okay, that's good.
Whenever I order something from Uber Eats, they always come to the lobby, and then I have to buzz them and, okay, please come on up to my floor. I want my food. So that's a perfect example.
Oh, thank you. That's a great example. The second one here is when a person wants to go north. For example, let me see. For example, I am in the south and you are in the north, and you call me, "Oh, come up to my house." Is that right?
Yeah, that's correct. And the interesting thing is, I think as a native speaker, when I use the phrasal verb, it is the idea of someone is north and someone is south, but sometimes it's not exactly the real north and south. Like if there's an area of town in a city that we call like the downtown area, if
Okay.
someone lives in the downtown area, it might not necessarily be in the south part of the city. But if someone lives downtown and I live in a different area, they might say, oh yeah, I'll come up and visit you.
Ah, that's cool. So
Yeah.
it's not always related to south and north. Sometimes.
Yeah,
I see.
most of the time though, you're right. Most of the time it is north and south. Like my sister, she lives way up in a different part of the province that I live in. So if I go to visit her, I have to go up north to see her. So she might say, "Oh yeah, come on up for Thanksgiving." And then I do travel from south to north. So, yeah.
Ah, thank you. That's really cool. And sometimes you guys tend to say come over, right?
Yeah, come over doesn't have any meaning for direction like north, south, east, west. It doesn't matter. It just usually means you're inviting someone to your house. So, come over for dinner.
Ah, I see. Thank you. That's really cool. The next one is to come up. This time, actually, you have to use come up with, for example, when you want to think of something. For example, let me make a sentence. So I just came up with this idea and I think it's really great.
Hmm. Yes, that's perfect.
Would you use in that way?
Yeah, come up with an idea. So when you were thinking, I was gonna say, oh, it looks like you can't come up with anything.
Oh, that's a good one.
But yeah, exactly. So when someone thinks of an idea, they can say, "Oh, I came up with a good idea. Exactly the way you used it is perfect."
Oh, thank you. And we can also replace the word to invent. For example, yesterday I was at home with my friends and I came up with a good game and we played it all day long. Is
Yeah,
that right?
yeah. Yeah, that's perfect. Because, yeah, the interesting thing is, so that phrasal verb come up with, to invent something, and come up with a new idea are very similar because you came up with the idea to come up with the game.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
So it's
Actually, yeah, they're similar. Actually, I can think of a new game, right?
yeah.
That's it. Oh, that's really interesting. Thank you. And the next one is to mention something. Let me let me come up with a sentence.
Perfect.
That's good. Uh, okay. Okay. Let me see. So it came it came up earlier that you were going to move to another city today. Is that right?
Yeah, if we were having a conversation and in the conversation I said, "Oh, I'm going to move," then later you can say, "Oh, it came up that you're going to move," right?
Uh-huh.
So usually in English, I feel we don't use this verb. Like if I was telling you the story, then you wouldn't say to me, "It came up that you're moving," if I'm the one who told you. But if you were talking to maybe my husband and my husband told you, then when
Okay.
you're talking to me, "Oh, I was talking to your husband and it came up that you guys are moving," then that sounds more natural. That's the way you usually use
Okay.
it. So it came up in conversation with someone else and now you're telling me about it.
That's cool. That's cool. I get it. Thank you. That's interesting. Yeah, because sometimes I was like, okay, it came up, but the actual person is in front of me and she actually knows it.
Exactly.
That's
So that's why you wouldn't say it to the person who you discussed it with earlier. Yeah.
I see. Thank you. The next one is, for example, when I have an exam or an event, for example, I have to study really hard. I have an exam coming up.
Hmm. Perfect.
Is that, is that right?
Yeah, because it means in that case, coming up means like the date or time is approaching. The date is coming closer to you. So
Yeah,
exactly. And when
that's
we
very
use
hard.
come up in this situation, you did it perfect. It's usually used in the present continuous, like you just did, right? Like my test is coming up. So that's perfect.
Okay. I think I already knew this meaning coming up when we have an exam or an event and to go up, as we said before. Only those two. But to come up with, I was like, oh, it's new.
Uh-huh.
And let me see. The last one is to go to reach out to someone. For example, yeah, for example, my mother came up to me to ask a question. For example, came. Is
Ah.
that would you
Yeah.
use
Yeah.
in a sentence?
Yes, but I wouldn't say it's to reach out to someone. I'd say it's to approach someone, like to
To approach.
come towards them. So
Okay.
someone wants to talk to you and you're in a different room, they will come up to you to speak to you.
I see. What's the difference, please? To approach and to reach out, please.
So to approach someone means like you have something that you want to say to that person, and so you need to find time to talk to them about that issue. Whereas to reach out to someone means that maybe you are having some kind of difficulty and you want to get help from that person, so you reach out to say, "Hey, please help me." Or you think the other person might be feeling upset about something, so you want to, another phrasal verb, check in with them and see how they are doing. You want to make sure that they are all right. So reach out is basically to connect with someone to, make sure there are no problems. So right now, because of COVID-19, the actual phrasal verb reach out is actually on commercials on TV a lot. So reach out to your friends and family during this time. Make sure they're doing okay.
So I think so. Is that right? For example, it's related when we have a problem, when we want to solve something. Is that right? We reach out to a person.
Yeah, because you basically it's like reach out for help. So if you think of the phrasal verb like you are falling down a hole and someone's reaching their hand to help you and you're reaching up to them, so you're reaching out to.
I see.
You're not
I get it.
physically reaching out, but like emotionally, verbally, you are reaching out to them.
Perfect. Thank you. And I think actually there is another meaning. For example, to come up, it's related to happen, to appear something. But I can't come up with a sentence about this meaning. For example, to happen. Do you use in that way?
Yeah, so because I was going to say, when I thought you were finished, I thought there's one more way that I use it as a native speaker. And it's the idea that if we have plans to do something, maybe, I don't know, we're supposed to have a Skype meeting, but then suddenly my mother calls and she really needs my help because she was in a car accident, then this car accident is like the event or something that has happened or occurred. So when I talk to you, I'd say, sorry, we can't have a Skype meeting because something came up.
Uh, Thank you. That's great. I am remembering. I was watching yesterday. I think the TV show is called Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Have you ever heard of that TV show? It's really
Yeah.
great to learn English, especially slang. They use a lot of
A
slang.
little bit old slang though, because that TV show was popular like 20 years ago.
Yeah, like Friends.
Oh.
And the character said he he was like, "Oh, some business came up that I've got to handle.
Ah.
Some business came up, so some things happened, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Appeared. That's great. But that's the first difference between, for example, come out and come up. Because I think, can we use come out in a situation like that, similar to that? Appear.
Yeah, but it's a different sense. Because in this case, when you say something has come up, it doesn't mean that it's physically appearing to you. It just means that the event is like occurring. Whereas come out means like if something's hidden, like an animal hiding, and then it comes out, you actually see it. It's physically appearing before your eyes.
Oh my gosh, it's really clear right now. Because I was like, okay, both can appear, but which one do I have to use? So come up is like an idea, something that I can't see.
Exactly.
That's cool. And come out, as you talking about come out, I have here all the rules that you said in your video. For example, the sun just came out. For example, it was behind the clouds and it came out. I can see it right now.
Yes.
Is that right? Thank you. That's cool. The next one is to go out with people. For example, instead of using go out, I'd like to come out with my friends to go to the mall. Is that right?
Yes and no. So if you're talking to your friend and your friend is going to the mall, I'd like to come out with you is good. But if you're telling a different person, then you wouldn't say come, because the idea of come is like together, if that makes sense. So you tell the other person, I'm going to go out with my friends. Talking with your friends, I want to come out with you. Or if you want to invite your friend, hey, do you want to come out with me?
Então, so my friend can tell me, do you want to come out with us?
Yeah.
That's great. That's I think a subtle difference between the verb to go and to come, right? For example, come out with us. Let's pretend my friend is already at the mall, so come out with us. So I'm at home. Okay, I'm going there. Is that right?
Yeah, exactly, exactly. So I think in terms of the phrasal verb in that situation, when your friend invites you, whether they say come out or go out depends where each of you physically are at the time.
I see. Thank you. That's so clear, Anna. That's great. The next one is to appear after not be seen for a while. Let me think.
Hmm.
Okay, I think it's actually what we said about the sun, right? To appear after we have not seen for a while, right?
Right, yeah.
Okay. So, okay, when a movie is released,
Mm.
oh, let's go to the movies. A great movie. Let's go to the movie tomorrow. A new movie is going to come out.
Mm.
Is
Yes.
that right? That's
Yes.
right.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh,
So you could also use the phrasal come out to the movies with us. A new movie just came out.
use it twice, right?
I mean, yeah, I was usually in English we wouldn't want to repeat ourselves so often, but if you're practicing phrasal verbs, you can say it.
That's cool. That's great. And the next one is when there is a stain on a clothes, for example, on the clothes. Is that right?
Yeah, yeah.
Or, for example, on the rug.
Mm.
I'm scrubbing the rug, but this stain doesn't come out. Is that right?
Yeah, usually I'd say the stain won't come out.
Won't in the future. Won't come out.
It's not really the future. Like right now, I'm doing it. It will not come out. Like right now, it's not coming out. So I just say, it won't come out. Like it's impossible.
Okay. I understand right now. Thank you. And the next one here is something that is fixed. For example,
Mm.
let me see. Let's see, for example, my dresser handle, it's broken and I want to fix it and I need to remove it. Oh, so this dresser handle won't come out. Is that right?
Yeah, like if it's stuck, yeah, and you're
It's
trying to
stuck.
get it. Yeah, yeah, it won't come out. Yeah,
Won't come out. That's great.
yeah.
Thank
So
you.
yeah, okay, yeah, no, no, it's fine.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Is that right? Let me see. The next one is okay. So to mention something that is a secret.
Mm.
Let me see. Let me. Oh, I can't come up with anything in this situation. Could you please help me?
So in this sense, when we use come out, it'd be like maybe, for example, I have a surprise party planned for you. And obviously I shouldn't tell you because it's a secret. But then as we're talking, I might say, oh yeah, and I'll see you Saturday. Why are you going to see me Saturday? Oh, for the party. What party? Oh no, I let it come out that there's a surprise party for you. I shouldn't have let that come out.
Okay, that's great. That's interesting. So it's a secret, for example, in court. So, for example, in a court, for example,
Hmm.
so let me see. I think you used an example in your video about a court. So it
Yeah,
came out something.
yeah, like
Uh,
new in that case, I think in the video, I made it a while ago, but it's for like evidence to be revealed. So first the police don't have this piece of evidence, but then in the courtroom suddenly it's brought to their attention. So the new evidence has come out. We hear it in the news a lot if there's like a court case. So new evidence has come out suggesting that the suspect really is the murderer.
okay, a new evidence. That's great. That's
Mhm.
a great word to remember. Okay, a new evidence has just come out. That's great. Thank you. The next one here is um, the result of a bill, for example.
Hmm.
So let me add up your bill. So it came out at $20.
Hmm.
Is that right?
Yeah. Yeah, if I'm paying you, though, usually we would use like the simple present, it comes out to, because you still want me to pay. After I've paid, I can complain, oh, I can't believe it came out to $20.
I see, because I still want you to pay me, so it's the
Yeah,
present.
so, oh, it comes out to $20. And then after, it came out to $20.
It's really expensive. That's great. Thank you. Okay, the next one is, okay, the result of an art or picture. For example, oh, let me see. This piece of art came out really great. It's so beautiful. So let me see. I'm at the museum and it's a new piece of art, and I feel like, oh, it came out really great. Is that right?
Usually, though, we use the phrasal verb like if you are the artist or if you're talking to the artist directly.
Directly.
Yeah. So like if you're just admiring the Mona Lisa, then you couldn't say, oh, it came out great because it's been around for a while and you're not talking to the artist. So if I painted a picture and I show you, you can be like, oh, wow, yeah, that came out great. You did a good job.
That's great. So it's directly to the painter, the photographer, when I talk directly
You
to
can
them.
talk about it yourself too, like, wow, my painting came out great, look.
That's good. Thank you. I get it. Let me see. The next one is, okay. Okay, when I agree with you in a certain extent, for example, this one is hard, for example, because there are, I think, to come out for and to come out against, right?
Yes.
But I can't think of anything to use that phrasal verb right now.
Yeah, so in the situation, when you agree or disagree, you don't say the phrasal verb. The phrasal verb is just used to describe the action that has happened. So if people are trying to take a vote on should we reopen hair salons in this, COVID-19's ending, should we reopen hair salons? Maybe 40% of the population will come out for the idea, but the other 60% think it's dangerous, so they will come out against the idea.
Okay, so it's the result of people, for example, voting for something.
Yeah.
Agree, okay, against. That's great. Thank you. I get it. I think I wouldn't. I think if I were speaking with someone, I wouldn't think of this phrasal verb in that way. I would be like, oh, that's right. It's really great to learn new phrasal verbs, to try to change our words, right? To enrich our vocabulary.
Yeah, and I think also as a native speaker, a lot of native speakers use phrasal verbs naturally, and before I became an English teacher, I didn't actually know what a phrasal verb was. And if I spoke to someone from another country, I think phrasal verbs are very short, so they should be easy to understand instead of using big, long words, right? But then it's actually, when I became a teacher, I realized, oh no, it's actually the opposite because there's so many possible meanings of the phrasal verb, and it doesn't necessarily have any connection to the way you use the verb by itself.
Yeah, and are phrasal verbs, for example, less formal than, because since I study English, I feel like there are always words to replace them. For example, sometimes come out can be appear, sometimes can come up can be to invent or to think of. So are they less formal or they are alike to normal words?
I would say they are less formal, but the interesting thing is, though, in Canada, even in a lot of formal situations, our way of speaking tends to be more casual than it might be in other countries. This is just my feeling, having international experience, right? So I would say that phrasal verbs are more casual, but I'd also say specifically as a Canadian, we use them a lot without thinking about it necessarily.
I see. Yeah, you guys have been using them a lot, so you don't think about it. It's natural, right? I think it may be hard to explain them, right? Especially in different ways, like this.
Yeah, and especially I think because my husband is Japanese, his first language is not English. So sometimes if I use phrasal verbs, he will get confused, and then I can see, oh, all right, I should explain this a little better or using different words.
Yeah, that's cool. Let me see. The last one, please, is to travel to a long distance. So my parents came out from Japan to visit me here. Is that
Yeah,
right?
perfect.
Is that right?
Yeah, because Japan to Brazil is a long distance, so yeah.
Oh, but do I have to measure that distance? For example, let me see. For example, Argentina, it borders Brazil, so
Well, it's
can,
still kind of far away. It's not like, you could walk there.
okay.
I mean,
That's a good.
if you could walk there, then you wouldn't use that phrasal verb. You would just
Okay.
say they came over to visit me.
Okay. And what about if I have to take only a bus? I can't walk to that because it's really long, but
Depends on your feeling. I think it depends on your feeling because obviously there's no actual measurement like, well, 10 kilometers is come out, but less than that is come over. It's just the idea that the feeling is that you're traveling for a long time or you feel like the journey is not quick and easy, then we might say they came out to visit me. If you feel like it's not that difficult or troublesome for them to visit you, then you can say, oh, they came over for a visit.
okay. Thank you. I get it. That's really cool. So I can think of this, for example, when a person wants to travel or to visit me when it's not near where I live, right?
So, and I was gonna say, even if it's a long distance, sometimes we still may say come over. So, if my my in-laws came from Japan to visit me, I could say that they came over from Japan, or I could say they came out from Japan. I could use both still.
Okay. Thank you. That's great. That's when we feel like, oh, do I have to use come over, come out? So that's great to know we can use both, the two of them. Thank you. Okay, we are almost done. Okay, the I have a question, please. For example, when I have the last one, okay, I can tell, oh, this is the last one. But the previous of the last one, what is it called in English? There is a word.
Yes. So you could say most people would just say the second last.
The second last.
If you want like a very formal sounding word, then you can use penultimate.
Penultimate, yeah, it's a cognate word in Portuguese. In Portuguese, it's penúltimo, penúltimo,
Oh, interesting.
penultimate. Is that right? In
Yeah,
English?
penultimate means the
Yeah.
second to last. But it's a formal word. So I think I don't know, a lot of native speakers wouldn't use it in casual conversation, I don't think.
So the second
Just say
last.
second last, yeah.
Okay, so the second last is okay to be understood in a specific or wrong way.
Hmm.
Okay, let me see. I'm thinking about another phrasal verb in that situation to turn out, for example. For example,
Oh.
I was, I studied, let me see, I studied a lot yesterday for the exam, but it turned out I still got a bad grade
Hmm.
in that situation, turned out.
Turn out,
And
yeah.
I studied a lot yesterday, but it came out I didn't have time to study for my other exams. Is that right? I don't
Mm,
know.
not exactly. So when I made the video and I mentioned for something to be understood in the wrong way, it means like if we're having a conversation
Ah,
and this happens to me. Sometimes I try to give someone a compliment, but the way my words, what I say and what I mean, sometimes might not match. So the person might feel insulted by accident, even though I was trying to say something nice. And then I could be like, oh, no, that came out wrong. Let me try again. So meaning like my words were not understood in the right way. Like when I was trying to compliment a friend of mine, he shaved his mustache, and I said to him, wow, you look like 20 years younger. You're so young looking compared to normal. And so I thought it was
Am I old?
You look, yeah, exactly. He's like, what? So I normally look old? And then I'm like, that came out wrong. It came out very wrong.
That's a good example. Thank you. That's great. And the last one is to achieve a result in a competition. Okay, let me see. So in the competition, for example, in the soccer competition, I came out on the top. I came out on the first place.
Yeah, came out in first place.
In first place. I came out in first place.
Yeah, came out on top, came out in number place.
In number place. Perfect. Do I have to say in the competition, on the competition, please?
In the competition.
In the competition. Perfect. Thank you. I think we finished it. That's really great. Oh my gosh, there are so many meanings.
There's so many phrasal verbs and so many meanings for each phrasal verb. Yeah.
Exactly. But I think reading a lot, trying to speak all of them, I think I will understand a lot and be able to use naturally as you guys, native speakers. So thank you, teacher Dan. It was really great. I could learn a lot from you today.
Oh, you're welcome. I'm glad I could help. And I think it's great that you are practicing English every day. Every day on your channel, I see you're uploading new videos. So you're practicing every day. So then the more you practice, the more natural it will become for you.
Thank you. Thanks so much for being here with me. Thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Please follow her on her channel. Her link will be in the description below. Please leave me a comment, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to both channels. Thanks so much, guys. I'll see you in the next video. Bye, teacher Jen.
Bye.